What's going on, everyone? So let's talk about Malcolm Brogdon. He's a guy that Lakers have been after for quite some time. I mean, Lakers even considered trading for him this past trade deadline. Kind of glad that they didn't, right? Because the type of contract that he was making like $22.5 million. Where now you just potentially sign him. Question is with Malcolm Brogdon, like, what is his market? How much is he going to cost? He's definitely not going to cost $22.5 million. He's 32 years old. He'll be 33 midway through next season. But, I mean, every team in the league could use a Malcolm Brogdon. We talk about a good, strong, physical 3-and-D style guard that can slot in. I mean, he can initiate your offense and kind of be that guy. So, I mean, Malcolm Brogdon is a guy that would be beautifully, and I mean beautifully, slotted in alongside Luka Doncic. Just give you that defense, point of attack, and defend 1 through 3 for you, right? Initiate the offense so you can bring the ball up, right? Rebound the basketball, do a little bit of everything. You look at last year, he averaged just under 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. It's a guy that can be that kind of Swiss Army knife type guy. But the problem with Malcolm Brogdon, is his injury history. He's a guy that can't stay healthy and on the basketball court. So he's a guy that you can't have or shouldn't have in a big expanded role, right? So as much as I've just talked about how he would be great and ideal slotted alongside Luka Doncic, the reality is you can't start him alongside Luka Doncic. You could have him play alongside Luka on numerous occasions, but he's a guy that you wouldn't be able to start because it's just too risky, right? He's a guy that playing half the season every year, and that's the issue, right? Like you look at it. Let's go through his entire career. The most games he's ever played in a season is 75 games, and it was his rookie season. Since his rookie season, right, he has played 75 games, 48 games, 64 games, 54 games, 56 games, 36 games, 67 games. That would be awesome if he could give you, 65 to 70 games, 39 games, and 24 games. Right? So this is a guy that, again, he hasn't given you the amount of on-court production. The best ability is availability, right? Like, as great as he is as a player and what he can do and provide for any team, right? I mean, the guy is one of those plug-and-play guys, right? He is one of those, I talk about a guy like a Bruce Brown a lot and stuff, but Bruce Brown's just more dependable. Right, but Malcolm Brogdon's a better 3-point shooter. Right, like if you compare Bruce Brown and Malcolm Brogdon, because they are very comparable. Right, both guys are guys that can go score and self-create, but also play off ball and do all these other things. Malcolm Brogdon, he's a guy he's a better shooter, so he could shoot and be off ball more. But the problem is, again, I can't rely on him. So to me, he'd have to be a guy that you'd be looking to bring in as added depth, right? But again, what is his contract like? Is he a guy that is willing to come in and take a vet minimum contract, right? Or is he a guy that teams would pony up for? I don't know. I don't think he's, if healthy, that's the key. That's the problem with all this is the health. If healthy, the guy is probably a 12 to 18 million a year guy. He just can't stay healthy. So again, let's say it's half of that. So he's probably, 8 million, 6 to 8 million. Teams probably be comfortable. Basically your taxpayer mid-level. I don't know if the Lakers can use their taxpayer mid-level on a guy like him. At one, again, the lack of dependability, but also the lack of dependability, you need a center. Right. And you might be able to there might be other guys that can come in. But here's the other thing, too, is like, look at last season. There were a lot of guys that thought they were going to get some money who are a lot younger than him, more dependable. Look at like a Gary Trent Jr. as an example. Right. He's a guy that is younger. I mean, he was killing it for Milwaukee last year, especially in the playoffs. Malcolm Brogdon is, much older. I mean, he's like, 8-10 years older than. So talk about a guy that's much older, much more injury riddled, all of that. I don't know if he gets more than a vet minimum. My hope is that the Lakers get 1 or 2 of the guys that are kind of in circulation on vet minimums. And what I mean by that is, like, again, a Malcolm Brogdon, Bruce Brown, a DeAnthony Melton, and a Gary Harris, right? Like if they could get like a Malcolm Brogdon and a Gary Harris, beautiful. Malcolm Brogdon and DeAnthony Melton, beautiful. Bruce Brown and a Malcolm Brogdon, like any of those combinations, any of those four kind of combinations, I think the Lakers would be great because that just gives you two of those point of attack versatile defensive guards that can get out there, knock down the three ball, defend multiple positions, defend big. I talked very heavily about, some of these guards that are known for being able to be those versatile defenders. Right? You look at Malcolm Brogdon, he's 6'4", 6'5", but we've watched him be able to defend 6'7" guys and do it because he is strong, he is physical, he is a guy that can get after it. It's just, again, can he stay healthy out there on the basketball court? That's the biggest problem with him is he's a guy that can't stay healthy, but he's a guy that literally can slot in as your point guard, as your two. You want to go small, you could have him at your three, right? Like that, those are all things that are very beneficial, right? But what kind of production has he done? Now, this is a guy that is a career, basically 15, 4, and 5 guy, which is hugely beneficial. I mean, he's had multiple seasons in which he's averaged 19 plus points. He had a season where he averaged 19, 5, and 6, and a season where he averaged 21, 5, and 6. So, this is a guy that is capable of giving you some production and opportunity. Even this past season, he averaged 12.7 points, which was the fewest point total since his rookie season, in which he averaged 10.2. So, I mean, every year he's giving you more than that, right? But let's get into it. So, again, 24 games played, 13 games started. Played 23.5 minutes per game for the Washington Wizards. He's a career 29-point-a-game guy. 10 field goal attempts per game, in which he shot 43.3%. Now, this season, he shot abysmal from three-point range at 28.6 on 2.3 attempts, which is the fewest of his career, mind you. Again, he was dealing with injuries all season on Washington, all that stuff, right? The closest he's ever came to that field goal percentage was he did shoot 31.2% in a season with Indiana on 5.2 attempts. He is a career 39% three-point shooter. You look at the last two seasons prior, 41.2%, 44.4%, and then he had that season in which he shot 31.2%, but he also only played 36 games that season. The year of that was 38.8. So in 3 out of the last 5 seasons, he has shot basically 39 to 45% from three-point range on double the volume, right? So that is something to kind of keep an eye on, kind of keep in mind. 2-point range. He shot 47.8% from 2-point range on 7.7 attempts, which is actually up from the previous year with Portland. EFG of 46.7%, and that's because of the 3-point percentage. It's just such a bad 3-point percentage. Free throw shooting, though, was fantastic at 88% on 3.8 attempts, so almost 4 attempts per game. He's a career 87.4%, so basically around what he did. So it wasn't like he just had a great free throw shooting season. He actually had a good one. Rebounding, 3.8 rebounds, 4.1 assists, half a steal, half a block, and 12.7 points per game. If you look at his per 36, on what he would have done last season, again, basically starter level minutes, he would have been 20 points, 6.3 assists, 6 rebounds, steal, and half a block. So he basically is a 26-6 guy with a steal and half a block. To put that in perspective, that's basically what he is every year. It's just the percentage rates were what the issues were with Malcolm Brogdon this past season. But if they can kind of correct that, right, which got to keep in mind, he'd be playing alongside Luka, LeBron, and very likely Austin Reeves. So the quality of looks that he would get, the quality of three-point attempts that he would get would be ridiculous. I just also don't think he's going to get 28 to 30 minutes a night, right? Like I think realistically speaking, he's probably looking at maybe 20 range. I think it also depends on like who else do you get, right? If you get like him and a Bruce Brown, right? Although again, it really boils down to like what the Lakers do. The Lakers like trade in Austin Reeves. They trade in Austin Reeves for like a wing or a center. Then Malcolm Brogdon might get 25 minutes a night. But I still can't see you using him as your starter, I can't. Again, he would be perfect as that starter, that point of attack, versatile defensive 3-and-D style guy. I just don't think you can do that with him because of the injury issues. That's literally all it is. I just don't trust him to stay healthy and trust him to be reliable enough. Because, I mean, again, if you're going to have him as your full-time starter, slotted alongside Luka, you need him playing 65 games minimum, right? Like, you need to be able to rely on him. Best ability is availability. If he has one of those seasons where he played 67 games, perfect. Right? Like, guys miss time, it's fine. I'm not saying he has to play all 82 every season, but you need to be able to rely and trust on your starters. Right now, if he's coming off the bench and is a bench guy, especially on like a vet minimum or something like that, then, hey, however many games you play is how many games you play. Just be healthy by playoffs is really what you'd be looking for him for. But now we'll see. Time will tell how this all plays out with a Malcolm Brogdon. But definitely a guy I would keep my eye on if I'm the Lakers. If you can get him on a vet minimum, I don't think I'd use my full or my taxpayer mid-level on him. But if I could get him on, again, a vet minimum, sign me up. I just don't know how you say no to that because he still is a very good basketball player. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. As we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.